The World Series right now is about as good as it gets, even if you're just a casual fan. So you better enjoy what's left of it because you may not have another game for a long time. We'll talk about that and a lot more right now. This is Offside Sports. Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Offside Sports, live from the Loft 100 studios in Southern California, presented by Turtlebox Audio. Check out their incredible lineup of portable speakers at turtleboxaudio.com. Also, thanks to Turf and Sons for the turf we sit upon. Turf and Sons, San Diego's #1 choice for turf installation. Find them at turfandsons.com. Team, how are we doing? World Series is in full swing. Dave? You're the resident Dodger fan.
I am. I am. So here's the deal, Mike.
Okay.
So we picked who we thought was going to go to the World Series, who was going to win it.
Yes.
And not because CJ's here that I want this brother's team in the Phillies, but I thought the Phillies have been so good and they kind of had that magic thing going that I'm going to go with the Phillies.
Yeah.
Well, the Dodgers run right through the Phillies, and I was like, whoever wins this series, I think will be the team that eventually wins, because I do think those were the two best teams. The Dodgers were really impressive. As you said, I'm a lifelong Dodger fan. Allison
Right.
and I always have a running joke between Padres and Dodgers. And it's been extremely painful the last couple of days for me. It has not been comfortable. Blood pressure hasn't been good. And credit to the Blue Jays. They're playing great baseball. I have not seen a team hit like the Blue Jays since the 2017 Astros. And you can take that for whatever you want. And I don't know what that buzzer thing is that's underneath that sleeve. But I'm just saying, when it comes out, let's take the trophy away this time, Manfred. Let's do it that time. I'm not saying, hey, we know they cheated, but we kept the trophy. I'm not saying it's happening. I'm just saying I haven't seen a team hit like that.
All right, so you're saying
Since the 2017
you're saying right here on this edition of Offside Sports that it's going to be found out probably months afterwards that, yes, the Toronto Blue Jays were cheating in the 2024.
Not going to be surprised. Allegedly.
Just like Dave Roberts thought that there was some nefarious thing going on when his flight got a little bit delayed out of Toronto back to LA.
Well, it's one of those things. CJ, you're obviously, you've been behind the plate catching in Major League Baseball before. Are you surprised that this World Series has turned out the way it is? I thought after Game 1, the Dodgers were just going to juggernaut the Blue Jays and we were going to be done in 5. The fact that we're now staring down the barrel of Game 6 in Toronto with them leading 3-2, I'm surprised.
I'm surprised that the Dodgers bats have been as quiet as they've been. Going back to LA, you would think that they would have their offensive explosion again with as great of a lineup as they have.
Yeah.
And we go back to Game 3, which I'm not sure if it's finished yet. But you go to Game 3, and we're looking at a 2-2 game in 18 innings. And for 8 of those innings, we're watching the Dodgers just try to launch.
Okay.
And, I saw Freddie Freeman in his at-bat before the home run. He's sitting there, he's doing his thing. And you could see him keep peeking into left center. He's like, I'm going to hit this ball to left center. Hit this ball to left center. And he hits this long line drive left center. Long fly out. Everyone goes crazy. But you could see that he stuck to his approach, unlike the other 8 guys.
Yep.
And then he comes back up in the 18th inning and gets a pitch to drive, same approach, and he hits it out. And he's the only guy that I've seen stick with his approach. Those other 8 guys, it's getting a little crazy, and you can't lose your approach when you're facing Trey Savage.
Okay, and we were talking before the show, and Allison, you brought up, is it the other 8 guys? Is it hero ball? Are people? The way you look at the way you've been watching these games, are you looking at the Dodgers thinking to yourself, that's exactly what they're doing? I've got to be the guy to carry the show.
Yeah, it really looks like they're slugging to try their best to get it out of the ballpark, and it's like play baseball. That's one thing I heard somebody describe. A friend of mine actually described what the Blue Jays are doing as beautiful baseball, and I love that. I think I think that's very true. They've been so much fun to watch. And when you see a team like the Dodgers that are built with all these superstars, I don't know if that's always the best formula for winning. Sometimes you need just a lot of gritty guys that are playing beautiful baseball, and that's what the Blue Jays are doing.
Also, Mike, you look at the Blue Jays. I mean, they didn't have a good year in 2024. They've come back in 2025 with the best record in the American League. And you look at the Dodgers' path. They knocked off the Brewers, the #1 seed, the Phillies, the #2 seed. The Dodgers had to play an extra series. I mean, the fact that people aren't giving credit to Cinderella and what the Dodgers have done this year has been pretty impressive. That was a shot that I thought Allison was going to strangle me. But hey,
I'm used to it.
I said Cinderella and it went right past. So
the Dodgers
Doesn't
are
even
the little,
faze
the
me
Dodgers
anymore.
are the little engine that could, and God bless them, they're just doing it.
And now they're the underdogs, everybody. Please.
We'll see if they can get to the ball and create a Game 7. But in all honesty, as we talk about the popularity of baseball, how great would a Game 7 be? I mean, because here's the deal that they would break down. Let's say the Dodgers go to a Game 7, and Scherzer, former Dodger, future Hall of Famer, going for the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
The Dodgers normally would start Tyler Glasnow. Now, they say it would be Glasnow and Shohei in Game 7. Oof. If Shohei comes into relief, that means Shohei, when he leaves the game, if he has to leave the game, has to either go play a defensive position or he can't bat anymore. He's out.
Wow.
Right.
The only way to save it would be to start Shohei. And remember, he just pitched a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And
Throw
then
an
go
opener kind of thing.
and then go Glasnow in relief. So what direction do you go if you're the Dodgers? I mean, there's so many questions to see what would happen in a Game 7, which would be amazing.
Well, you talk about the TV ratings, and you talk about and this is even before the playoffs this year. It was a great season for Major League Baseball as far as the ratings are concerned. And you can make the argument about the game is still too long, or there's too many games, or those games in the spring and stuff when kids are in school and they can't enjoy. It doesn't matter. People tuned in this year to Major League Baseball. And I am one of those quasi fans during the regular season, but once the playoffs start, I'm locked in. And I've said before on the show, give me a 4-hour game. I don't care. I love the chess match.
And you have 3 countries.
It is
You have
a
the United
chess
States, Japan, and Canada.
Right. And you have now, Allison, you've got people hooked. And even if you're not a Dodger or a Blue Jays fan, I think any baseball fan out there right now is thinking, please give me 7 games because I want this to continue.
And please give me 18 innings. I mean, that was so much fun, that game.
What did you guys make of that? Seriously.
So much fun. And the fact that you're thinking about Toronto fans who it's 3 hours later than we're watching it on the West Coast,
Yep.
middle of the night. But everyone I know that is outside of the West Coast watched it till the very end.
Siege,
People watched that game.
What's the longest extra inning games you ever played in?
Maybe like 12, 13. When I got into pro ball, we started with the first of all pitch clock, and then also the runner going to second base.
Okay.
And I mean, I don't think you would have seen it an 18-inning game in the regular season. I mean,
No way.
Fortunately, we've fixed that, and like hockey, where they do their 3-on-3.
Yep.
It's great for the game, but also traditionally, we like to see in the postseason that it goes back to the traditional where no one's on. But
Do you like
18
that?
innings,
Do you like
I love
that?
I love
I
that.
do too. I do too.
Because it takes away the advantage. Because it's like how it used to be in the NFL as well, where the first to score
Right.
or score a touchdown. So if you had the ball, like you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't score that run in extra innings in the regular season, we're bunting. We're going
Right.
to bunt them twice, and there's too much of an advantage.
Dave, you coach baseball, so you're the guy at the 12th or 13th inning in the Dodgers dugout handing out orange slices. And juice boxes
Did you
and-
see that? They had fruit in the dugout. That was crazy.
Yes, they
Come
were
on,
bringing
guys.
fruit platters.
Keep it going. But I just the mentality of having, we as fans are like, we got a free baseball game for the price of one.
Yeah.
You can't put a price tag on that. And then it's not only playoff baseball, it's the World Series.
The World Series, amazing. As a guy who has coached for a number of years, travel ball high school, I used to coach against Alejandro Kirk. And to see this kid from age 10 to 18 and then now see that here he is in the major leagues.
Right.
He does not have your typical athletic body type, right? But man, that kid can hit. And man, he's a player. He is a really, really good player. He's always been that guy. It's one of the things that makes baseball great. Going all the way back to 2006, David Eckstein, the smallest guy in baseball, wins MVP of the World Series. That's why it's not wrestling, it's not boxing, it's not the NFL. It doesn't matter how big you are. When a small guy can do it, or somebody that looks like Alejandro Kirk, it's incredible. It makes the game great.
Do we start calling Freddie Freeman? Is he the new Mr. October?
God,
When you think about what he's done.
I mean, and I know as much as Allison dislikes the Dodgers,
Yeah.
really good guy.
Super good.
I like Freddie. I like Mookie a lot. I mean, I just like the Dodgers because that's they knock us out of it all the time. But I don't just like. It's not like I'm a hater of the individual players. I don't feel that way at all.
And then we've got about a minute left in the segment, but when you look at what Shohei Ohtani did in that Game 3, he reached base 9 times.
It's insane.
When you think about, the hits, the home runs, and then the intentional walks, and then the unintentional walk later on in that game, and then that just goes into the lore of what Shohei has done as a Major League Baseball player.
Incredible.
Completely blows it away. All right, the gambling scandal that is ripping through the NBA right now might go much deeper than we think. What other pro sports big names might have one caught in the ringer? We'll tell you next as Offside Sports rolls on right after this. Offside Sports continues from the Loft 100 studios in Southern California, presented by Turtlebox Audio. Find their awesome lineup of portable speakers, turtleboxaudio.com. And thank you always to Harry Arnett, Mark Wahlberg, everybody at Municipal for being the official wardrobe sponsor of Offside Sports. Municipal, bet on yourself. Find them at municipal.com. Allison just asked me something right before we came back on camera, and there's no such thing as a dumb question. There's just dumb people. Anyhow, no, I'm not saying. I'm just kidding. But we're going to discuss right now the poker game betting scandal thing that's going on with some current NBA players, coaches, former players and coaches, and the mafia. When's the last time you discussed something with somebody and you talked about the mafia?
I mean, that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like, you guys talk about the mafia all you want. I'm just going to go with it doesn't exist. It's just one of those old wives' tales.
La Cosa Nostra, this thing of ours, as they say. But she's right. I mean,
that's what I asked him. Was like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know the mafia was still a real thing.
Dave, do you just want to walk off stage for
Yes.
this segment? Because Dave's got
I've seen all the movies. I've seen all the movies.
And you do have a pet horse, and you don't want the horse's head end up in your bed. So what's going on right now is that there's this the Department of Justice and the FBI and Kash Patel. This has been going on for a couple years now, this investigation, but there is a scandal involving Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups, a former player and coach Damon Jones, and current Miami Heat player Terry Rozier.
Yeah.
And if you think that these are just the 3 guys in pro sports that is involved, there's no way. There's now a rumor out there that allegedly Hall of Fame tight end Antonio Gates of the San Diego LA Chargers may have been involved as well. Allegedly may have been involved as well. We don't know. So they get Chauncey Billups and these guys, they get Chauncey Billups to take part in these poker games. And as the investigation has found out that there was x-ray tables involved, there were card shuffling decks that were reading cards, there was guys wearing special glasses that could read special marks, on the cards. There's Chauncey Billups at the table with 2 of the co-conspirators. And these were games that were set up by the mafia, and millions of dollars were lost. Yeah. And then, of course, the feds got involved, the government got involved, and it raises that question. Now, this is poker that they're playing. Yeah. But Rozier, he's being investigated for games that he played in where the hamstring, and he played like 9 minutes and then pulled himself out of the lineup, and boatloads of money was made on people who bet the under amount of minutes that he played in.
We see some crazy shots. When you look at Rozier's games broken down, where the money was gigantic on the scale.
Yep.
Some of the shots were ridiculous. The passes were ridiculous. I mean, there's so many things that look like evidence. I don't know if the 3 of you are Sopranos fans, but the Sopranos did a storyline kind of like this. And Lawrence Taylor was at the table. And it was kind of like this. People go, I want to play high-stakes poker with a celebrity.
Right.
And no
And people-
spoilers.
and-
I'm out here watching. I'm out here watching it for the first time.
I forgot how young
This
you were.
has all been happening.
Sorry,
This has all been happening at a
All
really
right,
good time for
I won't mention anything else.
That's awesome.
All right, Lawrence Taylor lives. All right, so
Okay, good.
so the deal is though, it's none of this is surprising. And Mike, you and I have been around the NFL for a long time,
Yep.
and we have heard stories for years too, and we have, and not just with players or coaches or anything like that. Unfortunately, you hear it from referees, and it's like, I love the game, I don't want to know anymore, kind of a deal. Don't ruin it for me.
100%.
But all it takes is, Mike, your daughter. A couple holding calls would really help out. Otherwise, if you want to keep your daughter healthy, and I hate to say it, there's not a person on the planet that wouldn't look out for the health of their family when those threats come in.
When CJ, you know this when you walk into, and Dave, you as well. Allison, you're a sports reporter. You've been in clubhouses. You've been in locker rooms. The first thing you see when you walk into that clubhouse or locker room is the no gambling policy from the National Football League. It's the sticker on the helmet saying you don't use it as a weapon, and then for the NFL though, it's everywhere in the locker room because if this thing gets blown open, let's say it's got tentacles, CJ, that stretch everywhere, then all sports are professional wrestling.
Yes.
When you think about it, and I can't even comprehend what sort of death knell that would be to so many industries worldwide.
So Rozier's attorney is talking about how all he did was mention to one of his buddies that, I haven't been feeling well. It's late in the season, like my leg's hurting, and I haven't been feeling well. And so, naturally that guy was like, hey, I'm going to go make some money on this.
Exactly.
And Rozier had no idea, right?
Right.
Well, the thing is, at least in baseball, I don't know about the NBA, but I got to imagine they're saying the same thing. In those spring trainings, we walk in there and they tell us, hey, when it comes to gambling, you're not allowed to share any information regarding the health of yourself or players to anybody. Like that stays within us. Like maybe your parents, obviously your parents, but so I don't know what he's trying to get away with. It's like he's really just trying to I'm not really sure.
Well, and in his case, it's come out this week that he owes millions and millions of dollars to the IRS.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that why he did it? So he could pay that debt? I mean, if he did do it, I don't know. I do wonder about Chauncey Billups, though. Like, it seems he made so much money in his career.
Millions.
I'm
And a Hall of Famer. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer.
right. And so it kind of comes back to what you were saying about, are there threats against your family? Why did they zero in on him? Like that, all those questions come up. Yeah. And I'll tell you, if somebody, well, I'm not going to say it. I don't want mafia asking me to do anything for them, but I would do anything, and I know you would too, for your children.
Everybody here. So here's the Emmanuel Clase. We discussed it a couple months ago. Unfortunately, it looks like it's caught up with him. He's never going to throw a pitch again in Major League Baseball. Yeah. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, unfortunately, Tyronn Lue's name came up this morning before the show. Head coach of the Clippers, currently being involved in one of these games as well. This is the very beginning. And if you're a sports fan and you want to believe everything's innocent, you're just hoping. I hope my favorite player isn't mentioned.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, the fact that CJ, I don't know about you, but Dave, I know that you and Allison and I spent a lot of time with Antonio Gates, one of the most lovely gentlemen we've ever met in professional sports, not to mention Hall of Fame player. And when I saw that, that's what, though, CJ, you asked a question why Rozier would even do this or what was he trying to do. I wonder how many guys were part of it that had zero idea about it. If an X-ray table is being used or cards are being read and stuff, Antonio Gates, I would assume, is probably, and this is my own opinion, is probably approached by the promoters of the poker game. Hey, we need a big name to play with these guys, and we'll give you 3% of the house. That's just our normal gratuity because you're there. Mm-hmm. Sure. It's an easy chance to make, I don't know, 15, 20, 30 grand. Yeah, I'll do it. I love poker, and I'll help you guys out. If, Dave, you talk about it being blown up, if we're going to get a lot of stories of like, hey, it was pokerbrothers.com that were, putting on this event. I was just trying to. That's my name. Don't anybody steal it. I was just trying to help these guys out.
Or how about, hey, I went and I lost $500,000. Do you think that I was in on it? You know,
Well, thank you.
So there might have been these guys that were there because obviously they got invited. They have plenty of money.
Yes.
But some of the guys there had to be on the other side and getting scammed. And clearly Chauncey Billups is not necessarily the head of it, but knew what was going on. He's the name they used, and obviously just a loser and a guy that, you know, it was backstabbing his peers, friends.
Well, and immediately suspended.
Well, fired now.
Fired. Oh, now fired, of course, by the Trailblazers.
Get him out.
Yeah, but that's one of those where Adam Silver goes, oh my God.
Exactly.
He does have a bit of a shady background in some of the things that he's been caught up in before.
Right.
But I don't know. You're so right. If these other names we don't want to see come up, it would just break your heart.
I always said that there's two things that would absolutely destroy a professional sports league. It doesn't matter what it is. One would be if it was like a pedophile ring was something. I mean, something so disgusting where America just went, not going to do it. Gambling is the other thing.
Well, yeah, because the scoreboard, you can't have the scoreboard being predetermined. Every sport's about the scoreboard.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you pay the big money to go to the games. That's why we watch. It's all about the scoreboard at the end of the day. If the scoreboard's already been predetermined, what's the point of sports?
Well, and at what point are people going to start thinking that for every single game?
Right.
Like, oh, well, the refs are in on it, or the coaches are in on it, or the players are, or they're all in on it. Like, people are going to get disillusioned with all of it and not want to watch.
I'd like to see the books kind of like hold themselves accountable in the sense that we can't be having the Emmanuel class say, I can throw a ball on the first pitch and someone make money, but that's just me.
I hear you. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to follow this one. All right, the injuries in the NFL are stacking up, and it brings into focus a rule that might need to be changed this offseason. We're going to tell you which rule it is and also give you our Week 9 power rankings as Offside Sports rolls on right after this. We continue on Outside Sports inside the Loft 100 studios in Southern California, presented by Turtlebox Audio. Waterproof and insanely loud. Find their industry-changing portable speakers. TurtleboxAudio.com is portion of the program, presented by our newest partner here on Offside Sports, Babemos Tequila. Crafted from tradition, fueled by freedom, and made for those who chase the sun. Babemos is a way of life. Find your bottle at WeDrinkTequila.com. Before we talk about the injuries stacking up in the NFL, what is the necklace that Mookie Betts wears for the Dodgers? What is that, like a blue bat?
It's well, it depends what color. He has multiple colors, but he has a blue one, a black one that looks like wood, and a kid made it for him when he was in Boston. And it's a ball, and it's a little plastic bat. You can see it right there on the screen.
Oh.
And I mentioned that I was a Dodger fan, and I received in the mail, I'm not joking, Mike, more than 100 of those. And anytime I meet a kid on the street that tells me he's a Dodger fan, if I have extra ones and I try and bring them, I just give them to him.
Well, Mookie is a big fan of Offside Sports, so
yeah,
I mean, obviously,
maybe exactly. It's people send it over.
Mookie sent him to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that's pretty cool. You know, my wife and I were watching the game the other night. Yamamoto was pitching, and she was fixated on his necklace.
Yeah.
And she thought they were all sapphires. Yeah. And I'm all, pump the brakes there, jewelry lady. And so we did the deep dive, and it's like 2 titanium things, and they're special, like lithium, I don't know, crystals or something
She's
like
Googling
that.
for her Christmas
I'll bring them for all three.
Please do.
If they win, I'll bring them.
If they win, okay, that'd be awesome,
I'll
Dave.
take the wood one. No blue.
If they don't win, I'll be bringing you a Toronto Blue Jays jersey that you deserve.
That's fine.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna bring
Okay, we're almost at the halfway point, or we are at the halfway point of the NFL season, and again, Dave, you always say it's the greatest reality television on earth, and I love the fact that there's no clear cut. Oh my God, they're going to go all the way to the Super Bowl and win it. I mean, it is up down. It is a roller coaster. This is exactly what I thought the NFL would be at the halfway point. Al?
Well, this season more than most.
Pretty much.
At least in the recent past. It feels every week, like you just never know what's going to happen. The teams win that you think we're for sure going to lose, like it's wild.
Siege?
Yeah, I mean, I can't take my eyes off the screen. I love it so much.
My fantasy football team is just an absolute toilet right now.
7-1.
bad.
Are you really? Oh my God, I'm 2-5. Dave, what do you about the season halfway point?
I love it. I mean, I love the NFL. It never disappoints, right? I mean, it's so great. We'll get into our power rankings, I know, in a little bit, but I love the fact that the Chiefs got off to a slow start.
Yes.
Yeah. And the Chiefs this week happen to play their one tough road game when they go to Buffalo.
Yep.
But otherwise, I just think it's fantastic. I mean, I know Allison's been pushing the Broncos all season long, and she's right. The Broncos look great. The Colts have been the story. The Colts honestly have been the story where no one expected anything from the Colts. Then the owner passes away, and the story with his daughter. And look, I know also they're the healthiest team in the NFL. And so for the Colts, just incredible to watch.
I'm also happy for a guy like Daniel Jones, too, who, was just, let's face it, not good. But it shows you how important coaching is and having the right coaches in place. The injuries are starting to stack up, though, as they always are. The NFL, it's a game of attrition. Who's the healthiest a lot of the times determines who's going to get to the Super Bowl. But here's Cam Scadaboo, the running back out of Arizona State. Rookie running back for the New York Giants, and he suffered an absolutely catastrophic injury on the field in the game last Sunday. Dislocated his ankle in Philadelphia. Yeah, ankles aren't supposed to bend that way. He was taken right to the hospital. He had surgery that night. And I'll show you a great thing about Cam Scadaboo is that he released I think it was an Instagram post. Talking about how awesome the people in Philadelphia were, the doctors and stuff that took care of him.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, pure class, right? Philadelphia sports fans get a bad rap.
Right.
And I wasn't smiling because of the injury, as I'm sure people who watch it go, that guy's smiling, that guy's injured. It wasn't that. I was smiling because, we talk about home field advantage.
Yeah.
It was a complete illegal tackle. It was a hip tackle. It was all the weight. It's the reason why you don't have the horse collar tackle.
Yes.
Snaps his ankle. Now, if that's Mike and me and we're trying to get off the field, you got one foot facing that way, that one way. Like half my body wants to go that direction. I'm trying to go this direction. How do I get out of here? It's sad because he was a tremendous story, right? It was a tremendous story in college. He was a rookie. Yeah, the rookie quarterback. It was something Giant fans could get excited about. The best players, the most exciting players who we're buying jerseys from are both rookies. The future's bright.
Yeah.
Brian Dable's like, I got to go on LinkedIn. I have no chance of keeping my job. It's over.
Well, and people thought that he wasn't going to translate to the pros. There was a lot of people that doubted what Cam Scadaboo would do in the pros. He proved that he could, and then he and Jackson Dart had such a great relationship, working and friends. Heartbreaking to see that kind of injury.
So you've got Lamar Jackson, who was out week 8 with a hamstring. Bryce Young, high ankle sprain. Jaden Daniels, one of the stars of the NFL, quarterback for the Commanders, hamstring injury. A.J. Brown, another big name for the Eagles, is out.
And now Terry McLaurin, too.
Terry McLaurin is where you got Saquon Barkley, who leaves that game with a hamstring injury and did not come back. The rules in the NFL, and this is, I want to get your thoughts on this. The practice squad players practice with the team all week long, and then you're allowed to activate 2 of them. I think you have a 72-hour window before the game to activate. The rest of the guys are just wearing sweats and team gear and stuff on the sidelines during a football game. What about a rule that if it just attrition happens to the point where you're having a tight end have to come in and play offensive tackle, that you can tell that practice squad tackle, listen, I know you haven't had a chance to stretch or stuff, but you got 15 minutes to go in the locker room, get dressed, get stretched, you're going in the game. Is that, I mean, I can't really see, other than betting and things like that, where people would have a problem with that. Am I an idiot for thinking so?
Well, they've kind of done that with the third quarterback, right? Where he's not on the roster, but if he's in the...
If he gets called in, 1 and 2 cannot go back in.
So they've kind of implemented that, but I don't know about for the rest. I mean, you got 53 guys, and you got to be pretty smart about how you use them and who you put on your team. And, the more athletic guys you have is going to help you out in the long run. There's a great clip of... Bill Belichick, who doesn't answer a lot of questions, go on about how the long snapper position can be used as a more versatile player, which is really cool and just made me really do a deeper dive into like how these NFL coaches are assembling their rosters.
I just think a rule change would
Well,
be,
because look, it all comes down to money. The owners don't want to pay an expanded roster. It all comes down to, look, if you're dressed for the game, you make more money than a guy who's not dressed for the game.
Yeah.
And you could expand these rosters. This is where the Players Association, the NFL, always drops the ball. They need to sit there and expand the rosters, at least by 10. Because you can't have a situation where guys aren't either in position or you put an injured player out there to go on the field. It's ridiculous.
It kills the product. All right, quickly, let's get to our power rankings. Let's get to our power rankings for week number 8. I will go first. I will start off with the. I think we're going to start off with the NFC. So put my rankings up there. I have got the. This is, again, you can shuffle it any way you want depending on the week. Lions, Eagles, Bucks, Packers, Rams. Right now, those are the 5 best. Lions number 1 in the NFC. As far as the AFC is concerned, this was a little harder, but I've got to go with Colts because the Colts are the great story. I've also got the, I believe I've got the Kansas City Chiefs. You'd think I know this because I've got the Bills at number 2. Chiefs are number 3, excuse me. There's your Denver Broncos, Allison. And the Patriots. The Patriots who lost to the Raiders in the beginning of the season, I've got their number 5 in my power rankings. Allison, go ahead.
We have basically all the same teams. Mine are just shuffled a little. NFC, Eagles, Lions, Packers, Bucks, Rams. I know the Bucks are having an injury issue right now, but I still leave them in there. AFC, on the AFC side, I have Colts, Chiefs. Now I've moved them way up. My Broncos, who I think that they've got Bo Nix's accuracy has been really impressive to watch. Bills and Patriots. Patriots are one of the surprises, I think, of the season.
Mike Vrabel's got him playing. Siege, where are you going?
When it comes to the NFC is absolutely stacked. The Packers, that second half against the Steelers that's the team that we've been waiting to watch.
Yes.
And it was incredible. The Lions are doing exactly what we thought they would do with their offense. Eagles, I'm not too sold on them. They're obviously winning games, but A.J. Brown is a cancer, and that scares me. The Seahawks are playing a lot better football. I'm a believer in Sam Darnold, JSN. And the Bucks have to be in there, although I'm a little scared how banged up they are.
Yeah.
Right. What about the AFC?
AFC, like you guys, Colts leading off. They've been so dominant. I have them over the Chiefs. I honestly would have them the Chiefs first, but Colts have been great. I don't know if Daniel Jones is going to beat Mahomes in the playoffs, although he did win a playoff game in 2023. The Patriots have been really impressive. And then, look, you guys are going to hate this, but I'm still a believer in the Chargers. They're getting healthy. Joe Alt's coming back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Chargers look great.
All
If
right,
the Chargers lose to the Titans this weekend, I'll walk to Nashville.
All right, Dave, we'll get yours on the other side. Also, what's the big news of the week and how are we doing in our Owner's Box Daily Fantasy Bets? We'll have the Gots and the Bots next on Offside Sports. Don't go anywhere. Our final segment here on Offside Sports, brought to you by Turtle Box Audio. Live free, live free, not live free, live free, listen louder. Find their amazing lineup of outdoor Bluetooth speakers at turtleboxaudio.com. And a big thank you to Paul Teron, everybody at 84 Lumber in Otay Mesa, California. Supplied us with the building materials for our brand new set. Reach out to Paul for all your building and questions and needs at paul.teron at 84lumber.com. All right, before we get to the gist of the show, the big stories Allison has for us, Dave, we cut you off there in the final segment because the host has a big mouth and was just talking too much. Quickly, give us your NFC and AFC power rankings.
All right, so I think we're going to start
All
off
right,
in
Dave,
the
appreciate
NFC.
that.
Yeah, oh
Let's
boy.
go to, no, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Damn it. All right, we're going to go Lions, number 1. I just think they're playing the best football right now. I know the Packers knocked out the Lions early in the season, but at the same time, I think the Lions are playing the best football in the NFC. Packers, 2. With CJ, Philadelphia, a lot of injuries and a major cancer in A.J. Brown. I think the smartest thing would be to trade him during the deadline. Still a fan of the Rams. Picked them to go to the Super Bowl. Buccaneers, a ton of injuries, but I like what they're doing. I know CJ had the Seahawks in his top 5. The Seahawks are really good. If there's a top 6, Seahawks would be in there as well. But as Allison said as well, you could shuffle any of these teams around.
Without a doubt. What about your AFC?
AFC, really a surprise when you look at what has gone on with the Colts. And again, if someone would have told me at the beginning of the season the Colts would be in the top 5, I would have thought you're crazy. Broncos are playing fantastic football. I'm a Bo Nix fan, but even though people have said this week that Sean Payton said had dumbed down the playbook for him, I'm like, he's accurate. He's playing great quarterback. To my opinion, I think they should make a trade for a big-time number 2 wide receiver to make them make a serious run. The Chiefs, watch out for the Chiefs. The referees are back on their side. The Chiefs can make a serious run, and wouldn't surprise anybody. But if you watch, man, the Chiefs completely have the refs in their back pocket. Love the way the Chargers are playing. And Mike Vrabel, I'm telling you what, Tennessee Titans' worst move he ever did was fire Mike Vrabel. He was not the problem.
Coach of the Year candidate for sure. All right, it's now time to hear what some of the big stories of the week are. It's the gist of the show, presented by Synergy Med Spa San Diego, 2 locations to serve you. Find the spa nearest you. Just follow them on Instagram at Synergy Med Spa. Allison, where are we going as far as the GOTS are concerned today?
I'm sticking to just one story today. I was reading and I'm watching and paying a lot of attention to Carly Gordon, who you mentioned earlier, the Colts owner who took over for her father. I think she's super impressive. So I just want to have a little conversation on some things. I'm not trying to make this like a female, male, debate.
Right.
But I am curious what you guys think. Do you think because she's a woman, it plays into a little bit of how successful the Colts have unexpectedly been? Is that because she doesn't have the male ego aspect of it? I was looking at comparing her to 2 very different owners. Okay, so take Jerry Jones, heavily involved, meddling with personnel. She's also very involved, but she is more operational, more fan engagement, more philanthropy driven. But she is very visible on the sidelines. Then you can take Stan Kroenke, who's sort of an absentee owner, not around very much at all.
Yeah.
Where she's on the sidelines, where she's way more visible. So she sort of takes styles from different people, but I think in a more pragmatic way. I'm curious what you guys think about her style of leadership and if that is what is contributing to the success that the Colts are seeing.
I tell you what, I'll go first. I'm a huge fan. I'll be honest with you. I'm a huge fan of Jeannie Buss, too, who runs the Lakers. And I know she just put the team up for sale. I don't think it's a male-female thing. I think it's ridiculous to say it should be. The fact that she's on the sideline with a pad of paper every game, who knows what she's writing on there? It doesn't matter. She's there, though, and at the same time, people are held accountable. Her dad, who I hear was a good guy, he was a distraction. I mean, he was in legal problems all the time. There's distractions off the field. I hope things work out for her. Don't know the family at all. But right now, I'm a fan of what's going on. And remember, she should be in mourning, too, right now. Remember, her dad just passed. And the fact she's able to take over this team that's been in the family forever, good for her.
Siege, what do you think?
Yeah, like you said, Jim Irsay just passed, and I think there's a little bit of him looming over the Colts organization in a good way. Like, he was a liked guy from the organization. Guys like McAfee talk about him. They talk about him in such a great light, and he was just this rock star that loved people. When it comes to Carly, she's been super consistent, right? Like, she was there in camp and on the sidelines, and she's been there to today. So, through wins or losses, which they haven't had many losses, she's been there, and I think that consistency is key in leadership.
I think when it comes to women in sports, they should be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen and not involved at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think a lot of people feel that same way anyhow. No, I tell you what, to have to take over for your dad and take over ownership of an NFL team and we don't know what her working knowledge of it, the day-to-day was, right? I mean, she's here, there's the deep end of the pool, go. God bless her, and I think that you've got, NFL players are alpha males, their egos are this big, and to think that, I think that team is kind of coalescing around her, knowing that, hey, she's our boss, this is her first time, let's go out and make her proud.
In all seriousness, has she set a precedent in how she has to do this the rest of her career running the team? Oh, yeah? What if she lives as long as old lady Hallis from the Bears and she's 98 on the sideline? Now what? I mean, it works out well now, but let's look long term.
You know, the only issue I have is I think she should stay between the 25 and the goal line. Don't come into the bench area. I mean, even Jerry doesn't come into the bench area during the game. Stay off where the media people have to stay. But other than that, God bless her. Something's working.
Yeah.
Those guys must love her
Yeah.
because they did not quit on Shane Steichen or that team.
Sure.
And I think it's because they realize, hey, she's kind of learning as we go. We're going to win football games for her. That's awesome. All right, what are we going to bet on this week? The bet of the show is presented by our friends at Owner's Box Daily Fantasy. Sign up today at ownersbox.com. Secure and fast withdrawals, industry-leading rewards, and amazing in-house user support, all at your fingertips. Click on ownersbox.com and start playing today. I was so close to winning all my bets this weekend because I play all the time at Owner's Box. And I had freaking Bijan Robinson needed 17 carries. He got like 15. And I was so close. You know, and you're keeping track and you're seeing the green like, hey, you won this, you won that.
Did you send him a mean DM going after his
I should have. Allison, you'll go first with your bet of the show. And then, Allison, Dave, Costa, that's me. And then CJ, you will go fourth. All right, who are you taking?
I am taking Zay Flowers to have more than half of a receiving or rushing touchdown
Gotcha.
tonight.
Love it. Yeah, and see, do you think the Baltimore Ravens are about to go on a big run?
Yeah, the
Okay.
Ravens have a cake schedule the rest of the way. Looks like they can make an easy 7-3 run, and that division stinks. I would follow this, by the way. She's been hot.
All right, Dave, go ahead.
She has been. I tell you what,
Yeah.
I've been winning though too lately. I won also last week.
We all won last week.
So my source it's been tough to reach, but he did give me some information. Tonight I'm going Jalen Waddle. Same kind of situation. Jalen Waddle to score a touchdown. All right, tonight. Chauncey Billups was my source. I don't know next week what I'm going to do, but I do have faith in the Waddle house. Again, I'm going Jalen Waddle.
We're going to find you in the bottom of a river.
I love it. All right, I am going to, I'm taking Devon. How do you say, is it a chain or a chain?
A-chain.
A-chain. A-chain.
Chan.
A-Chan.
I am taking him to, Christy, will you put his photo up on the screen?
Yeah.
I can't remember if I went. Sorry, it was Washington.
Jeez
It wasn't
Louise.
even him. My bad. More than 3.5 receptions against the Baltimore Ravens. You want to know why I lost this past weekend? It's because I didn't even know who my guys were. I'm going Washington, more receptions than 3.5. CJ, save this segment, please.
I'm going to do the zigzag on what the Falcons didn't do last week, like you needed Bijan.
Yes.
They needed to hand the ball to Bijan against this terrible run defense that the Dolphins have. So I'm going Derrick Henry over rushing yards. It's high, 90.5, but you know what?
Ooh.
He can almost hit that in one run from the 1 yard line. So
Only takes one. I learned that from him. Only takes-
Is there any chance that John Harbaugh is looking over his shoulder right now as head coach of the Baltimore Ravens based on what they've done this season? You think the water's a little hot, or has he done enough?
I agree with these two. I think they're about to win the division.
yeah,
I
they got to go on
think
a
the
run.
Ravens are going to go on a run.
But to his credit, Lamar's been out. I know they should have just gone with Snoop Huntley from the beginning. Cooper Rush,
Yeah.
you don't work in this offense.
It's amazing though. It's just, again, back to what you say, Dave. The greatest reality program on earth, and
Yes.
and Vince Lombardi used to say on any given week, you never know what's going to happen in the NFL. All right, listen, as we put a lid on this episode of Offside Sports, a massive thank you to everybody here at the Loft 100 Studios for making this show possible. Thanks to Turtlebox Audio, Municipal Clothing, Babemos Tequila, Chase the Sun at WeDrinkTequila.com, Owner's Box Daily Fantasy, 84 Lumber for the support and partnership, and Turf & Sons for the service of our brand new stage. Click on turfandsons.com today. Most of all, thanks to you for hanging out with us. For Dave Palais, Allison Rasleff, and CJ Stubbs, I'm Mike Costa. We'll see you next time.